Good morning and good afternoon and welcome back to Starcub Review. I'm your host as always, Starcub, and today it's finally here. I'm doing my review on one of 2024's, in my opinion, one of 2024's best, and I'm saying this very, very proudly, one of the best movies I have seen in a very, 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 very long time, and that is The Substance. Coralie Fargeat's The Substance, and it is just, it is absolutely phenomenal, absolutely incredible. But before I get into that, just want to let everyone know that there will be more videos to come during the week and into the weekend as well. I've got some other stuff coming up, but today's one is going to be on The Substance because, wow, we need to talk about this because seriously, this movie was everything, and Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley and Dennis Quaid, absolutely phenomenal cast. But I've got to take my hat off to Demi Moore. Performance, absolutely amazing performance from Demi Moore. Absolutely stand out in her career. And this film was just mind-blowingly amazing. But we will get into that right after this message.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? Younger, more beautiful, more perfect. One single injection unlocks your DNA and will release another version of yourself. This is The Substance.
Okay, so welcome back everybody. Glad I got that introduction out the way. That was a good one. I liked doing that one. So yes, my review of 2024's The Substance, written, directed, and produced by Coralie Fargeat. The Substance, absolutely phenomenal film. Saw it last week with my husband, and we absolutely were just by the end of it we were like, oh my god, that film was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The writing, the cinematography, the soundtrack, the characters, everything was just phenomenal. Everything about this film was brilliant. From the eerie, off-putting way that it's filmed. It's almost filmed like a nightmarish dream fever. It reminds me very much of David Lynch. Very David Lynch vibes, but with so much twists to the way that it's filmed, the way that it's presented. It is an absolutely amazing takedown of Hollywood standards. It is a big fuck you to Hollywood, but also it's a very big look at really, really absurd beauty standards and why people are so obsessed with beauty, youth, immortality, looking perfect, no fat on them, how they perceive themselves, and the way that we ourselves perceive our own bodies to be better and more perfect, because that's the image that everyone has portrayed. We see it in the media, we see it in magazines, we see it in the internet, we see it in our everyday lives, where it's always got to be some sort of absurd beauty standard for people to aspire to. And it's just an absolutely incredible film to like just watch, but it is done in some of the most horrific and heartbreaking ways about the absurdity of beauty standards, not only within Hollywood itself, but the way that everyone else expects people, especially movie stars and TV stars and athletic stars and all that their bodies have to be perfect, not an ounce of fat on them. They have to look perfect in the face. Their hair has to be perfect. And I could not ask for a better fucking cast. Demi Moore as Elisabeth Sparkle. Demi Moore is 61, playing a 50-year-old in this, and by God, Demi Moore pulls this shit off. She is just phenomenal in this film. So is Margaret Qualley. She is absolutely stunning as Sue, and Dennis Quaid, as Harvey. Yes, that's a big fuck you to Harvey Weinstein. There's so many Easter eggs in this film that point to not only the absurd beauty standards, but also perverts within the industry. Perverty old men controlling how women should look, especially when it comes to media, TV, anything like that. They've got to be perfect. You've got to strive to be better. And as soon as you hit a certain age, it all goes down the tubes and no one wants to know you. Your fame is pretty much gone and you're pretty much forgotten after a certain time. You hit your prime in your 20s and 30s and close to your 40s as well. But as soon as you hit that 50 mark, it's all downhill, basically. No one wants to know you. And it's a really powerful take on all of those absurdities within everyday people, within people that look at stars and stars themselves that really strive for that perfection. And it's just an absolutely ridiculous notion that you need to be basically immortal. You need to have no aging. You can't have any wrinkles. You can't have any fat or love handles or look fat or look really puffy in the face or look ugly. Everything has got to be immaculate. And Demi Moore as Elisabeth Sparkle, who at 50 in the movie was a star, and everyone knew her. Face was on everything. She was absolutely gorgeous and amazing. Still is. But as soon as she hit 50, it was a case of she was relegated down to TV. She was a TV star. And suddenly her popularity has pretty much taken a wane. She was doing athletic videos, looking absolutely amazing, by the way. And basically her boss basically dumps her after 50 and basically says, you need to move on to other things, blah, 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 and we need to get someone more youthful. It's from there that she has an unlikely encounter with a stranger who points her in the direction of the substance. And basically from there, it's a really, really dark, ominous, terrifying journey into Demi Moore's Elisabeth Sparkle looking for perfection, while also trying to look more youthful with a younger version of herself. And this film, oh my God, is just horrific. Horrifying, horrific, funny, fantastic, phenomenal, absolutely mind-blowingly amazing how well it is a huge fuck you to every standard that people hold people to. It is absolutely an incredible film to go through and watch. And by the end of it, the ending is just, oh my God, it's one of the most disturbing, painful, terrifying, heartbreaking endings and gore-filled endings, blood-filled endings as well that I have ever seen. And even by the end of it, you come out of there going, oh my God, this film was everything. This film was everything. Like I said, the way that it was shot, the way that it presented itself, everything felt like a fever dream, like a one big fantasy-filled, horrific nightmare. Even the angles, the colors, some of it reminds me of very giallo-ish, but like a new age giallo, and mixed in with the stages of a butterfly metamorphosis stage. Starts off as a pupa, cocoon. It's all about metamorphosis, and it's about rebirth. It's about immortality. It's about striving to look the best. It's a striving to basically be the best you possibly can, with all these standards in your head, filling your head with the fact that you need to pump this and you need to pump that. You can't have any fat. You can't anything. You can't even eat any, fatty foods. You can't do. It's a really, really amazing, heartbreaking look at reality today within Hollywood and in life in general, that people still look at women, especially look at women and objectify women, that they need to look a certain way when it comes to beauty standards. And it's absolutely spot on with the old perverty men running, behind the scenes, and, perverty boss that is, a very big fuck you to Harvey Weinstein. And I know it is, because a lot of people have pointed that out. But there is so much about this film that Coralie Fargeat just hit on that just hit on the head, and she basically just gut punch after gut punch after gut punch after gut punch. And it's also it's a really powerful feminist film that just absolutely resonated with me, about beauty standards, about the absurdity amongst people, why people want people to look the best. They don't want fat, they don't want wrinkles, they don't want, age spots, they don't want scars. Everything has to be perfect. And I completely agree with this film 100%, that it's absolutely an amazing takedown of everything about beauty standards, and within ourselves as well, that we harbor secrets, that maybe we doubt ourselves, that we actually look hot or decent or cute. And I get that a lot. I sometimes feel like I'm not, I don't look the best. I have to have a six-pack. I have to be ripped, like, most gay men are portrayed, even straight men. You can't have an ounce of fat on you. You got to be skinny. You got to have muscles. And that's just not the way it is in society. And society is very sad for having that standard of image. I know there's a lot of people that struggle with weight and struggle with getting to look pretty and amazing and gorgeous and stunning and just looking nice and trim in that. And I will admit, I feel gross a lot of the time that I don't look my best at all. Like, my face is not, I don't feel like I'm sexy. I don't feel like, most days I just feel gross. I would love to have a six-pack and that, but I know it's an absurd way of looking at my body. You come to realize over time that you don't, with all these flaws that people have and I have, it's something to embrace. It's not something to just be disgusted with. And this is why this film, The Substance, is so damn important, is because it really does put everything through the ringer and really shows you how disgusting and just everyone's views are on beauty standards. It's really absurd, disgusting, hurtful, horrible that, Hollywood today, you have to project yourself to look the best. You can't have any flaws on camera, because you get airbrushed out and all this crap. It really is an extremely powerful film. And, the cast do an just do an amazing job of this film. I really, really cannot stress that enough. This film was everything to me. It just blew me away with how amazing it told its story, while also being absolutely absurd in some spots, but it feels so right. Like, it literally feels like that this shit is real. That there is a lot of standards today in society that, you know, we're expected to adhere to, and that's not the case. But this film does an amazing job of underlining all of that while having an amazing story and a very, very powerful, nightmarish ending that really just hits you for 10 at the end. And it's like, wow, this is the film of the decade. I am no lie, film of the decade. It'll be talked about for years to come, because honestly, Coralie Fargeat has really pulled off a film that's one in a million that I don't think you can ever top. She's done an amazing job. The Substance is an amazing film. What do I give it? I give this film a 10 out of 10. Absolutely brilliant. No, actually not a 10 out of 10. A 20 out of 20. 100 out of 100. This film was everything. It was phenomenal. Trust me, people. If you haven't seen it, go out there and see it, because it is fucking brilliant. Absolutely blew my mind. The cast was exceptional. Soundtrack, phenomenal. The setting and story, phenomenal too. Everything about this film was perfect. I cannot flaw it. There's no flaws in this film. Absolutely brilliant. Demi Moore, I take my hat off to Demi Moore. She was very, very raw performance in this. Extremely proud of her work in this film. She was such a powerhouse. And with that, I leave you there. And before I go, I just want to say a big, huge thank you to everyone new to my channel, watching my channel, commenting. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. To everyone returning and watching my videos, thanks so much, guys. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll catch you all with a new video very, very soon. All right, guys. Ciao.